What's going on YouTube? Steven, the Salon Guy here, and today we have Carlee, who is my haircut model for today. And as you can see, Carlee has pretty much a one length haircut, and she told me today that I could literally shave her head. So I'm looking forward to this, right Carlee?
Yeah, right.
No, so what I want to do is I want to create like, I want to say the cutest, but like literally like the best kind of one length haircut while still making it look really, really, fun, adding some shape to it. So when we're looking at this, as you guys can see on camera, we're seeing basically just a one length shape right into here. What I want to do is kind of bring this up into here, just so it changes the focus up from being back here to kind of enhancing the sides and the front here. So we're just going to kind of create almost like, not super angled, because I don't want it like super short and then really long in the front. That's not really what we're going for, but I want to create just a slight, triangular shape, going a little bit shorter here, and then working it in. We're going to trim up the length in the front a little bit, but just something that has a little more kind of style. Maybe I'll throw in some longer layers in the back just to give it a little bit of movement, but something that's going to look really fun and simple. So does that sound good?
Yep, sounds great.
Okay, I'm ready to go. Let's get started. All right, we're ready to start the cut, and I'm going to start by spraying 25 spray into Carlee's hair, which really helps with getting out the knots, and it also acts as a great cutting lotion, so the hair stays nice and moisturized throughout the haircut. So she has a natural side part, so we're gonna cut everything to live off of this parting right here. And once I'm done with this, we're then going to start creating our shape in through the back. All right, everyone, so we're ready to start the haircut. And what I've done is I've sectioned off the hair in 4 quadrants, basically separating the front from the back. And in the back here, what I've done is I've just literally created a horizontal diagonal section, no clips, and I'm just pushing the hair out of the way, like so. This way it makes my efficiency much better when cutting. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go a little old school on the approach to this haircut, where I'm gonna use no tension whatsoever, and I'm literally going to just use the scissor and create the line. Now, this is a great way to create zero elevation and to create a solid line, or what you can do is you can lock the comb in like this and cut straight across that way as well. So you got 2 different options here. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna kind of speed up throughout the whole thing where we bring everything down to this one section, but I just wanna let you guys know that to create a really, really straight line, and this is a pro tip, to create a straight line, you want to use no tension for the haircut. All right, so let's do it. So I just want to show you guys, you can get it like this with no tension, straight across, and then what we'll do is we'll bring down each section to this one point. Now, I have her head tilted slightly forward, not a whole lot, because when the head is in its natural state, that's when it's going to show where the hair is falling at its best natural position. So I'm having her just slightly tilt her head forward like that, or down, but not a whole lot. I don't want to have an extreme difference between this. So combing everything straight down, I'm not using my hands at all, and I'm using the fine teeth, and here is where I'm going to actually stamp in the remainder of the back of the haircut. Here's another pro tip, is that we're getting to the corner right now, and you want to make sure that you're combing the hair straight back behind the ear when you're cutting this part, because if you don't, you run the risk of creating a hole potentially. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're combing all this straight back, because we're creating a triangular shape. So that's going to protect the corners. So always comb it straight down this way to maintain the length in through the corner. Okay, so now what we're doing is I had her raise her head on a kind of a level position, and what we're doing now is I'm going to comb all this straight back down like this, And as you can see, we're maintaining a beautifully perfect even shape. If she had her head tilted really far down, or her chin to her chest, when she put her head back, it would have created almost like a slight layer, and it wouldn't be consistent. So I'm glad to see that we have a nice consistent shape throughout here. And here's what's gonna happen when we bring the sides down. So I'm gonna comb this all straight down. Again, I'm using the fine teeth. And she has some earrings in through here. Always be careful of the earrings. You don't want to comb them out because she would elbow me in the stomach if I did. And here is where you really have some fun, but at the same time, you want to be very, very cautious because you want to maintain the triangular shape going here and then working into the length. You know, before this was slightly shorter than this, so we're going to try to match this up as best as we can. Remember, I don't want to go too short in the back. So if this ends up being a little bit shorter, then that might give us a little bit of opportunity to create a little bit of a slight layer right in through here. So I'm going to follow the same thing that I did on the back with the haircut. Is I'm going to comb this straight down and literally no tension whatsoever because I don't want to have any sort of elevation, and I want this to lay and fall exactly where it's laying. So as you can see, I cut it and it pushed the hair forward, which is totally fine because we're creating a triangular shape. And that also means that the hair is doing exactly what it should be, which is going shorter to longer this way. So you see with a lot of my movements, I'm not using my hands at all. I'm not holding the hair. I'm literally just using the comb and the shears. And the comb, it's like a ruler for me. And it's allowing me to keep a very, very strong line. And I learned this many years ago when I trained at Vidal Sassoon in London. So the reason you want your client to kind of turn their head this way, so you can stand right here and focus on the sides, and you can also comb this all straight down like that. So by doing that, it's allowing you to see any little hairs that need to be shaped up, but it also allows you to actually see the shape. And look what we've done. We've actually strengthened this up right into here. So now it's a true kind of triangular shape, and it goes a little bit shorter to a perfect angle right in through here. And you want to always have the client turn their head so you can actually see the complete side profile. With this part in through here, another thing I learned a long time ago is that you want to almost comb the hair back and around a little bit, because if you want to maintain that longer shape, by doing this will actually ensure that you're keeping that length right in through here. And right now it's literally perfect. So we've created a gorgeous one length, and I'm going to do this on the other side, and then we'll come back and see how it looks. Great, so the haircut now is done as far as creating the base and the perimeter. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing the hair back, all the way from the back to me this way. And then I'm going to comb it all straight down just to kind of check to make sure that everything is looking exactly how we want it. So a couple little things right here. Skim this up. Now what this is doing is ensuring us that you want to make sure this is the longest point in through here. Again, this is previously shorter in the front from the last haircuts that she's had. But what we're doing is just really checking for the balance. Right, checking for the balance. And I'm really looking forward into this part in through here. Again, this shorter bit is from a while ago, so we can kind of incorporate that if we want to. And if we were going to layer this, what I would do is I would just literally comb this out straight from the head. And I just want to take a look and see if we have any room to create anything. But if not, yeah, see, this is actually perfect. Don't even need anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to blow dry Carlee's hair. I'm going to use my new product, Sleek, which is a smoothing serum, very, very lightweight. It's really incredible. Going to run it through her hair, blow dry it, and then we'll come back and do any finishing touches while her hair is dry. Okay guys, so I used the brand new Dyson Airwrap, and literally this took 6 minutes maybe, if that, to blow dry her hair. Now I've been doing hair for quite some time, and traditionally if I were to go in and use the brush and the blow dryer, it would take me at least 25 minutes or so. I cannot believe what this has done, and look how smooth that is, right Carlee?
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad experience. So, and then I used the cold air to kind of polish off the haircut here. And now what I'm doing is I'm really just refining, right? This is where you go in and you refine and you look for any sort of, stray hairs or anything that may need to be cut. For the most part, everything is looking good. We don't have to worry about any sort of super crazy longer pieces, but this is always the best time to go in and to refine anything. So all I'm gonna do is just lightly go in when it's dry and just skim those ends to really strengthen up that shape right there. Okay, so here's a quick little tip, is have the client run their fingers through their hair as if they normally would do it, because it may be falling differently, especially when they're doing it themselves and compared to how you do it. So do me a favor, just kind of run your fingers through it how you would almost normally style it. I want to see if the parting is right, if it's all falling into place. And then this way, the client is, this is how they do their hair normally, so you'll be able to see where everything's falling based off of how they normally do it. What do you think? Good?
Yeah, it's really soft.
Yeah, it is. All right, so now I think the haircut is complete, and I just want to kind of just comb through this. We'll take the cape off and you get to see the finished result. All right, so Rachel has decided to join us, Rachel and Carlee, and I'm just gonna spray a little bit of my locked hairspray just to lightly lock this in. And I just think it looks really, really unbelievable. A very, not a dramatic change, which is totally fine, which is what we're going for. But as you can see now, I went with a very loose kind of shape, and we created an inverted, where before this was the focal point, it was longer. So now we've just kind of picked up the whole shape into here. And again, keeping it simple, keeping her length, and creating a beautiful haircut. So I always like to do sometimes is, especially when someone has a severe part on the side, is create like a nice sleek look just like that behind the ear, which looks really, really pretty. So even though it's kind of a one length haircut, we could still make it look nice and pretty. What do you think, Carlee?
I love it.
Very nice, right?
Yeah.
Very simple, but
Yeah. That was good. Just what I needed.
Yeah, just what you needed. Yeah, very, very soft. Yeah. All right, YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click the bell so you're notified when my videos go up. And thank you, Carlee, for being my model today. Yes.
Anytime.
Awesome, awesome. And let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you learned something, I'd love to know. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for more videos with The Salon Guy.